With Cash Flow Analyzer, I can analyze cash position, liquidity forecast, and actual cash flows. Before using the app for the first time, I go ahead and define several settings in the User Settings in the Me area. For example, I derive currency based on account currency and set the balance view as the default view. I can also shift amounts from non-working days to the next working day. Then I go back to the initial screen. As a cash manager, I want to check this week's cash positions, so I select the cash position variant. I keep the default time period of 7 days, and in the reconciliation status filter, I include both reconciled forecasted cash flows and unreconciled forecasted cash flows. Expanding the grouping, I can see the positions by currency, company code, and bank account. The calendar displays 7 working days as I've defined. For each bank account, I can see the opening balance, which comes from bank statements, and cash inflows and outflows, which include actual flows posted for today and forecasted flows that are due today. And the closing balance is taken as the forecasted opening balance of the next day. In addition to cash position, I can also choose other variants or create my own variant. Take liquidity forecast, for example. I select the liquidity forecast variant, which includes more certainty levels. To view mid and long-term forecast, I specify a period combination, D7, M6, Y1, and the reconciliation status. Now I can see cash positions for 7 days. I can see midterm liquidity forecast for 6 months, and I can see the long-term forecast for the year following that. Now, I'd like to see the report in the bank account group hierarchy. So I select Display Hierarchy, and then Bank Account Hierarchy. Here I can select from the bank hierarchy, cash pool hierarchies, and bank account group hierarchies. I select a bank account group hierarchy. To view the aggregated amounts for the bank account group, I specify a display currency. I can now see the aggregated amounts for each level. When I find a deficit or a surplus in a bank account, I can navigate to the Make Bank Transfer app to make the necessary money transfers. If I want to see the details of the original documents, I can also navigate to the Check Cash Flow Items app to track document line item details. What about the actual cash flow report? Sure. Here's the actual cash flow variant. The variant displays the actual cash flows for the current month. I want to see the actual cash flows for the last year in a liquidity item hierarchy. So I choose a liquidity item hierarchy ID, which is defined in the liquidity item hierarchy app, and I choose a display currency. I set the period to M12 and specify the value date. Now I can see the actual cash flows for the past year distributed to the different liquidity items, which helps me understand the source and use of cash in 2017. Moreover, I can display the report in a simple bank account list view without any grouping and hierarchy. I can do so by choosing the Settings icon and then deleting the groupings. Here I see a simple flat list for all of my bank accounts with the opening balance, closing balance, and aggregated flows. And I can export this information to a spreadsheet. I can also save it for future use. Try it out and see how the Cash Flow Analyzer app can give you a high-level overview and detailed insight into your cash flow status.